Hey, I'm Coach Mikki, and I'm so glad that you've joined us. And if this is your first time joining us, come on in and make yourself comfortable. And for those of you that join us on a regular basis, we are so glad that you do. And we appreciate you connecting with every one of our guests that come on here and have an opportunity to share their story and be with me and give a little insight and a little love. And I'm going to be honest today. I am feeling like a little kid because I have been looking so forward to having this guest on with me today. And I've got my favorite drink, and I just full of cheer and happiness right now because I have got with me Santa Papa John. And I'm just going to jump right in. Welcome, Santa. How are you?
Ho, 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 ho. Life is awesome. And we love to make people smile. And what I like to say in this goofy world that we live in, there's a lot of people that don't even have a reason to smile. And I can walk around the corner, get out of a vehicle, get onto a meeting like this, and the results are always the same, a great big smile. So that brings a lot of warmth to my heart and it makes me smile as well.
Well, we appreciate you because like I said, just looking at you and being around you, it's like you have that way of bringing happiness and joy. Now we're on the off season, because Christmas is over, and yeah, I know you're preparing, getting ready, but and I know everybody's going to be asking, well, my gosh, Coach Mick, you got Santa on, during a time frame, but Christmas, I think, is something and that spirit we can celebrate all year round. It's not just a one-day event.
Absolutely. 273 days till Christmas. And when I talk to people now, we don't necessarily have to talk about the Christmas day. It's about the Christmas spirit. Everybody has the Christmas spirit in them, and some bring it to the forefront. Some people let it just simmer until it hits a certain time of the year, and then it explodes from within them to bring a whole new wealth of happiness to their persona or whatever they want to believe.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that's something I think people look at it as just the whole month, whereas this should be something that we experience and give, all year round. But I'm going to jump right in because as we're looking at it now, Santa, I know you're in the North Pole, but on your off season, you are where are you? Where are you in the?
Well, I spend half the time in the North Pole because the elves are busy making toys already. We don't take I gave the elves, 2 weeks holiday, and then we're down to an 8-hour work day, of course, and then of course they have their fun, their off time as well. But I spend a lot of time as well in Minnesota. I have family in Minnesota, so I bounce back and forth, and I do a lot of different marketing and promoting in the off season to keep the Christmas spirit alive. And if you're wondering what this is all about behind me, is your company Santa approved? I have a little tidbit that is going crazy and everybody's having fun with it because believe it or not, Santa is the number one promoted character in the world. And wouldn't it be amazing if he was on your team as well? So, what do I do in the off season? I spend a lot of time with Mrs. Claus and the family. I oversee the elves in their making of the toys, and I do a lot of meetings to arrange for suppliers and new suppliers and meeting with people to make them smile. We need more of that in this world, and it's a lot of fun.
So I got to ask, how did you become Santa?
Well, everybody asks me that question, and it's amazing. If you want to go my story, it is simple. When I met my new wife, she looked at me and she said, I didn't meet John, I met Santa. I went, no way. She says, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? You're Santa. And the story goes, she hands me a handful of candy cane and says, next time you're going through the store and you hear some kids, hand them some candy. And I'm going, typical male, giggle, giggle, laugh, laugh. Here, little girl, do you want some candy? I said, I'm going to go to freaking jail. So, of course, she kicks me in the shin and she laughs and she says, just try it and see what you can do. So I'm a truck driver by trade. I've done 3 million miles in a big truck. So here I am, big Carhartt winter coat on. It's, winter time. I think it was March or something, off season, and there was still snow on the ground in Minnesota. And of course, tennis shoes and black pants don't look anything like the character. I walked through a certain big box store, and I hear some kids squawking back at their mother. And I went, do I or don't I? And of course I went, of course I do. So then I walked around the corner, and all I went, hey, are you supposed to be acting that way to mom? Well, the kids got their eyeballs went about this big, and they looked at me and they went, Santa, what are you doing here? And I said, well, right now I'm watching how you're acting, and it's not acting very nice to mom. Well, but, no, I heard you. I was listening around the corner. So you never know when Santa's going to be watching you. So then, of course, handful of candy canes in my hand. Of course, you got to ask mom permission. And she says, yes. I says, are you guys going to be nice for the rest of the day now for mom? Yes, we promise. I said, because I'm going to be watching you. So I hand them each a candy cane, and I walked around the corner. Well, the lady come chasing after me. She said, what did you just do? But I think you just made shopping enjoyable for the rest of the day. And I went, the rest is history. And now I am very blessed and very lucky to have an amazing wife that makes all my shirts. I dress like this year round because you can't hide it. And I promote the Christmas spirit, and I create happiness wherever I go. And that is way more. We need a lot more in this world of that.
What a gift. What a gift. I mean, to be blessed with that and then also to recognize it and then spread it. I mean, wow. That's incredible. And then you embrace it, I mean, it just and then to do it like all year round and then have that within you to be able to spread it and help people. So you were saying, do you have Santa on your team, within your business or within your life? So share a little bit about that because I really think that everybody should have Christmas spirit every single day. So how do you promote that? How do you bring that?
Well, Christmas is an amazing time of the year where a lot of people embrace it, and it brings out just a whole different attitude in people, and they think of all the happiness that they've shared, and they care a lot more about the people that they love, and they want to share that even more. So being Santa approved is a little gimmick that in one of my networking groups, someone I've done some business with them, and they come up with, Santa needs some kind of badge to say you're Santa approved. And I looked at someone and I went, say that again. And I went, so they said it, and I went, this has transpired in 2 weeks. I got a hold of my granddaughter who just finished college. I said, Grandpa's got an idea. And I said, I need a little bit of help with, she's designing websites and stuff like that. She come up with the concept, the whole idea in like 7 or 8 days. I got my website guy to do it. This is so new. I've literally started promoting it like 3 or 4 days ago. And I'm so excited because there's people that want to say, I would love to be Santa approved, which means they meet the certain criteria that Santa has come up with, and it involves happiness, giving back to the community, and sharing and caring. And isn't that what we need more of in this world?
I love that. So if someone wants to be Santa approved, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they go to my website and then they click on services, and it goes Santa approved, where it gives you another little description. You hit on it. There's 7 little questions, yes and no. And the last two are you'll have to write more than 3 or 4 words. We're going to do a little video together. Boom, you're going to be Santa approved for $25 a month. You can have this badge to put on your website or your social media. And then I'm going to do a video saying why you're Santa approved.
I
And
love
then I'm going
it.
to take that video and share it all over my YouTube channel. So you get a double whammy. You get to be Santa approved, and I get to share your business on my social media. So it's a win-win situation. So it'll bring more happiness, and maybe it will allow people to flip the switch a little bit earlier and say, maybe I need to be a little bit more happy today. Maybe I need to be a little bit more giving today because I have Santa watching my back now, and he's going to entice me to be a little bit kinder.
Well, I mean, and I think it's also to remember that we don't have to do it just one day out of the year or 1 month. I think soon as the last, right after Thanksgiving, everybody switches into that holiday mode, and like everybody changes. They're a little bit happier, a little bit more giving. And then January 1st rolls along and we're right back into what we were doing and who we were, and we forget. And that's why I think everybody loves the holiday season. And you're right, it doesn't have to stop right then and there. Yeah, maybe we don't have up the decorations, maybe we don't have our tree or whatever we use to celebrate our holiday, right in front of us. But what Christmas spirit is within us. It's not a decoration, it's not a present, it's what we have within us and what we give. And that's I really truly believe that. So I love what you're doing, and it reminds businesses or even just individuals, hey, you can do this. And having it Santa approved, I even love that even more.
Well, some people need the proverbial kick in the tush, and some people embrace the Christmas spirit all year round. And that's the sad part is there's a lot of people that love Christmas, but they don't have they don't show the Christmas spirit as much as they should. Maybe this is just another way of saying it's okay to do that. It's allowed. It's real to show your inner feelings year round, and that's acceptable.
When I come across somebody who says, "Oh, I just want to get through the holidays," or I can't wait and I thought, that's the person that needs the Christmas spirit the most. That's the
Absolutely.
person, yeah, that's the person that doesn't get to, they're not enjoying it, they don't understand it, or maybe they don't get a chance to feel that. And what you're doing and bringing that before all of that, maybe that'll open their heart a little bit more. Maybe they'll have an opportunity, like you said, allow them to feel the way that they should, and be that person to experience it, because it's such an incredible feeling, to have that Christmas spirit or that holiday feeling. It's you just can't describe it, you can't put it in words what it feels like, that moment of joy or that feeling of joy.
There's always that little boy and that little girl inside of us that want to explode, and maybe they think they're in a certain structure or a certain situation that uh, socially it won't be acceptable to them to be real for a minute or a day or an hour, whatever the case may be. But we all have that little childhood vision of inside of us. And you did it when we first got on camera. I feel like a little girl because I'm talking to Santa and you got a great big smile on your face. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We need more of that. And, people, it's really sad that they have to think of what are people going to think of me versus me being the happy little person that I want to be all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true. I know even during the holidays, when Santas, when they have the Santas that you can go and meet and talk to. There was one night that I was walking through. I had just got done with work and I had stopped by uh, a location, and Santa was there, and it was the end of his evening, and I bought a cup of coffee and I went over and I got one for him, and I sat there and I had an opportunity to sit and just talk. And I was like, and honestly, that was probably one of the best conversations and fulfilling conversations. And I left with my heart so full of joy, just taking a moment to do that. And I think as sometimes when we get up, we as adults, we're like, oh no, it's for my kids, or no, no, I you have a chance to talk to Santa, do it. Do it every single time. If they have a chance to connect with you, do it. I highly recommend it. I think that everybody should take that time to speak with Santa and have that moment to feel and feel that joy and enthusiasm.
Well, again, I say it that people put themselves up on a pedestal that they don't think they're socially accepted to be able to do what you did. Oh, who's watching me? Who's got a camera? Who's going to take pictures of me? No, you have that inner feeling inside of you that is exploding to go, wow, this is a golden opportunity to relive my childhood, take me back to a better time in my life, maybe fulfill something that I've been missing forever, or just for the simple fact of saying, hey, I haven't had, I've been having an awesome day. And what a way to end a day, but taking it a step up by visiting with one of my childhood heroes that people nowadays don't always get the opportunity to do that. And the expression on your face, and I can see the love in you was exploding through your expression in your face because that moment was something you're never going to forget for the rest of your life.
It was magical. I mean,
It
it
was
really
it
was
was
magical. That's the
magical.
only word
Yeah.
I can think of. And whether it was something that I thought maybe I was missing or needed, it didn't matter. The point that what I left with and how I felt was something that I think everybody should experience. And I don't think, like you said, we forget or we don't allow, and having that ability to do it. And I love what you are doing, and you do it all year round. I mean, it's not just, with the kids, but you're bringing something to adults too, and that gives them an opportunity to reflect. And shouldn't we do that? Shouldn't we all have the ability or the chance to go, let me step out of what I've been doing? I don't want to do today. Let me let me do something that's
But
amazing.
taking that exact sentence, there is so much peer pressure from our society that says we're not able to do that. Who says? Who says you can't do something that is not on your normal schedule or something that is not in your normal comfort zone? There's the word I'm looking for. And you stepping in and having a chat with Santa, that stepped you out of your comfort zone and it created a whole different um, area of, wow, this was just unbelievable. And that's what I love doing. And it's, I can honestly say, it's been there for 14 years and I make people smile. And we need more of that. And it's so much fun. And whether it be coming to sit on my knee, I had a 91-year-old great grandmother sitting on my knee last year. Yes, we can't forget about them either. And I turned around and looked at Grandma and I said, Grandma, I know you've had a wonderful day and you didn't expect this at all, but let me ask you a question. What did I, as Santa, bring you for your seventh Christmas? Well, the look on her face, she looks at me and she looks around the room and she looks at me and she says, Santa, I barely remember what I had for dinner yesterday, and you want me to remember what I had for my seventh Christmas? But 2 days later, I got a message from the daughter or the granddaughter that said, you know, Grandma was still thinking a whole day later of what I brought her for her seventh Christmas. And she said it brought back so many wonderful memories of her childhood that she was sharing with the rest of the family. And I mean, isn't that what it's all about? It's about remembering, hmm, hopefully a time in our life where we didn't have any worries, didn't have any cares, didn't have any adulting to worry about. And it was just magical. And isn't that an amazing if we can think of more magical times in our lives?
Oh yeah.
The time you say I do in front of that minister or whoever it was, that was a magical time in your life. You know, seeing your first child born, magical, amazing. You're never going to forget that. But spending some time with Santa, maybe that's what you need to kickstart some of your real life experiences that you've sort of pushed to the side, that you need to bring back out and say, it's time for me to start living happy again.
Yeah, I love it. I love everything that you're doing and what you're offering. So, walk me through a day. Walk me through a day of what you're doing. I mean, I know during the Christmas season you are just we know what you're doing, during the holiday season. But when you're like today, so what do you do? Like how do you go out and you help people experience this and how can they reach out to you, if they want to be able to have that opportunity with you?
Well, I offer Santa one of a kind happy birthday videos. Okay. One of a kind means I ask 4, 5, 6 specific questions about that person. And it doesn't have to be a child. I sent one to an 80-year-old great grandmother the other day because the lady said, what do you get an 80-year-old great grandmother that has everything? A one of a kind happy birthday from Santa. Now, one of a kind, of course, her name, her child's name, her granddaughter's name, where she went to school. This is personalized just for her. And of course, I do the same thing for kids. Santa check-in videos. And, maybe the kids need a little bit of encouragement from Santa because they're being on the naughty list lately. But, I was networking with a young lady the other day and she said, what about our seniors? And I thought, you know, she said, our seniors are shut-ins. Maybe someone's fallen and broken a leg. They need a little bit of pick me up. They need a little happiness in their life. I can send a Santa video to them to cheer people up. So I'm promoting that sort of thing. I do a lot of networking stuff. I go out and meet people. I make people smile. I do advertising promotions for companies, and I'm involved with two big nonprofits. So I do some from commercials, some promotions for them, and that's not big nonprofits. That's always a wonderful reason to give back. And if you're thinking of donating to a nonprofit, ladies and gentlemen, give it from your heart because it's going to go for a good reason. And we need to do more of that. Unfortunately, society has tightened up the belts on a lot of different things, and our nonprofits are really hurting. So if you have a cause, give to a nonprofit, ladies and gentlemen. They will be very thankful, and it'll make your heart feel wonderful. So what else do I do in the day? I love doing one-on-ones like this because the smiles on people's faces is overwhelming. I know I'm sharing some happiness, some positivity, some encouragement, and that's I do a weekly, I do a daily video on all my social media. And lately it's been first of all, it was promoting myself. Then it started changing, and I found a website that gives me all these different sayings. But lately, it's all about encouraging positive action. You know, are you dreaming of being happy? Well, why dream? When you write down a dream, it becomes a goal. When you thrive for a goal that says you're going to be happy, isn't that an amazing dream that you're going to be happy? We all need to change our thinking of what society wants us to be instead of what we want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think that also goes back to thinking about when you were a kid, everything was possible. You never had any kind of reservation. It was crystal clear in your mind, in your head, what you wanted with no obstacles. And then I think as we got older, we allowed those opinions and obstacles to become our reality. And going back to understanding and opening yourself up to those possibilities, maybe you do have to take that step back, and as Santa and getting in touch with that time frame of your life, it gives people that opportunity to open up their minds and their hearts to maybe revisit that, maybe go back and see that and say, wait a minute, why am I not doing this? Why am I not allowing this happiness to be in my life?
My wife truly believes that she has spoken to God about me and how God has pushed me into a different direction in my lifestyle that is more positive. And I don't want to say I'm being gospel about it, but I think there's a lot of people that just need some cheering up. And I can honestly say it's changed my life, and I love making people smile. I love cheering people up, and it's a lot of fun. I on TikTok, I have a lot of kids that come on that are on the spectrum. Well, they're looking for a little bit of attention. And again, society has pushed those people to the side. They can be wonderful human beings if you just give them a minute of your time. You know, there was a visit I did 4 or 5 years ago when I was first starting out, and this mother brought in two of her boys that had autism, I believe it was. And it was so bad that they were wheelchair bound. And they were pretty rough shape, but they lived to the best of their ability. And God bless her mother that gave these two boys the best life that they were able to fulfill. But I was able to spend a few minutes of them. And the mother come up to me after the boys left, and she said, I don't know what you did, but in 10 years of talking with other Santas, you made them smile. And they have not acted that way towards other Santas. So I don't know if I don't want to say I have a gift of talking to people, but I have the ability to have the patience to spend a little bit of time with all people. And when people come onto my TikTok story, do you mind if I'm this, that, or everything else? I says, no, I don't care what you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're a him, her, it, or whatever you want to believe. You come on to my site, you be nice, you be kind, and you interact with other people in a nice way, and you're pleasant, and you ask honest questions, then you can stay and participate. Yes, unfortunately, there's some kids, some people that I have to cut loose because they can't be nice. They want to disturb the happiness, if you may say, if I can say it that way. But some of these people come back every night, every day, every night because I give them a little bit of happiness in their life. And I keep saying it because I firmly believe it. Our society is going down the wrong path, and we need to turn it for some reason so that there's more happiness in the world. Everybody is so, pinpointed vision pointed, tunnel vision that they have to do this, that, and everything else because society says so. No. What about your happiness? We need to have more happiness that we believe that we are happy about.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got inner joy, it's easy to spread it on the outside.
Absolutely.
It does.
Abs
Yep. And you're right, kids, I think kids need it more than anything else because they don't know what to do. And there's so much pressure on them. And I think because I work with a lot of kids and I see it every day, and I'm like, you just you've got to be that person that can make that difference, and even just one act of kindness can make a big difference in someone's life. And I was actually talking with somebody, and it was like, well, I'm only one person, what's the one thing I can do? And I thought, one small thing can make a big difference. And if you don't believe that, try being in the bed at night with one mosquito. That makes a big that one thing can make a big difference.
I love it. I love it. Isn't that the truth though? Or we get the horse flies up here, just the little black house flies. Yes, one can make a difference on whether you sleep or not. And yes, the mosquito is even the better one. I love it. I love it. But you know what? Thank you for this opportunity. It's been amazing. I've enjoyed it. It's been so much fun, and it allows me to share to your friends and to your followers that there is people out here that still believe happiness is a much more positive way.
I love it. And how can people reach out to you? Because now everybody knows everything will be embedded down below. But if you're listening to the podcast, it'll be in the podcast description so you can reach out to Santa in any way, shape, or form on all of his social media, but also to reach out to him personally. But go ahead and give the information out for those that are listening, because a lot of people listen in their cars or when they're doing something else, but then they can go back and get the information later.
SantaPapaJohn.com. I'm on Santa Papa John on all the different medias, and I'm on about 8 of them right now, and I'm having a blast with that. And yeah, it's like, how do you find time to do it? You just do it, and you know you're sharing happiness and you're creating people's smiles. And I've been doing a lot of networking, and it never fails. You did the exact thing. I think I already said this. People come on to a meeting and they see me right away. They get a great big smile, and we need more of that. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're having a tough time, remember that you're loved and people do care about you. And stepping off that bridge is not going to create happiness for you. It's going to create a lot of heartache for a lot of different people. And we need to reach out to those people a lot more than we do than people realize.
So I'm going to give you the last minute here to share your Santa wisdom. I mean, everything you've said has been so amazing and so profound. So I'm going to give you the last minute to share whatever you want to share for everyone to be able to feel amazing after they hit the end of this podcast.
Well, thank you very much. And it has been amazing. And I thank you for this wonderful time. But ladies and gentlemen, just think of your childhood. I know some of you has had a rough childhood, but there's times in your life that, you need to be very thankful for. And, you need more cheering up. Get a hold of me, santapapajohn.com, or I'm on TikTok under the same, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever. Reach out. I'd love to make a video for you, your mother, your sister, your brother, your kids. Everybody needs a little bit of cheering up now and then. And what a way to do it by having Santa in your court helping you encourage some positivity. And we need more of that. And, it's a lot of fun these days. And life can be very interesting and give you a lot of twists and turns. But if you start utilizing those twists and turns to your advantage, you never know where you're going to go. And remember, a dream is just a dream until you write it down, and then it's a goal. And we all want to dream of something better in our life. Write it down, because then you have a goal to strive for. And once you reach that goal, do it again. There's no stopping. Society does not control who you are. You are an army of one, and you control your own destiny. And if Santa can play a part of encouraging that, I'd love to be on your team. So
I love it.
thanks, coach. This has been awesome.
This was fun. I really enjoyed having you with me. And again, I would like to have people know too that they can also find you on Keep on Sharing, and they can also find all your information on there too. And we'll have all those links also available, among all your other social media, which is amazing too. So that we can add in that one. But I have had so much fun, and I really have enjoyed your spirit and what you've had to offer. And you definitely made me happy, and you started my day. And I'm going to take this all the way through probably the end of the month, the week, probably the end of the month, because when I need that pick me up, I'm going to go back and watch this and reach out to you. So thank you so much for being with us today and doing what you do and sharing your joy and sharing your love. And you're a gift to have someone like you that presents this throughout the world.
Well, thank you very much. And of course, we got to finish off with a big ho, ho, ho. Yes, it's the smile that tells the story, ladies and gentlemen. And the smile on this lady's face, if you're listening to this podcast, you need to watch it. Take a couple minutes and watch it, because the smile tells the tale. And we need more of that, ladies and gentlemen. And, I can honestly say, once again, this has changed my life and I love doing it. And the tale keeps changing. The story keeps changing a little bit more and more each day as I meet different people and which direction I'm going to go with it. But the goal is still create more happiness in the world. And yes, kids say they want more presents and they want more toys. Well, that's just part of the story to make them happy. And we all need more happiness.
Well, thank you, Santa. Thank you so much for being with us today. And as everyone knows, all the links are down below. You can find it also embedded into the podcast. And I highly recommend reach out to Santa, bring a little bit of joy, remember that Christmas spirit, remember that holiday feeling, and bring it with you every day. And if it's something that you would like to also implement to the other people around you, I love this Santa approved idea. I think that is an amazing idea that will remind people to have that holiday joy and that happiness each and every day. So thank you, Santa, and I will look forward to connecting with you again.
Absolutely, coach. It's been an amazing. Thank you for a wonderful time and stay smiling for the rest of your day. Santa loves you and hope you have an awesome day. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Ho,
Bye.
ho, ho.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Remember, the most courageous thing you can do is be yourself. I will look forward to seeing you on either the next podcast or our next YouTube video. Until then, see ya. And actually, I'm just going to say Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.